how to understand the nature and the character of your spouse even before your marriage. So in this video, I am about to reveal to you for the first time the secret method using which you yourself can understand the nature and character of your spouse even before your marriage. So this is not about the regular Kundli Milan where you give the birth details of your could be and you ask an astrologer to see the 36 points and whether the horoscopes are matching or not. This is about getting to the war zone and understanding in actuality what is the person made of, how to understand and analyze and assess the actual truth and the real nature of the person. So if you want to know about this secret, if you want to know the answer of this billion-dollar question of how to understand and know the character, the nature, the personality traits of your spouse even before your marriage, because people spend a lifetime with a person and then also they can understand, but I am going to educate you in a 10-15 minute video how to understand the nature and character of your spouse even before your marriage, because it is your fundamental right to know and understand the character and nature of the person with whom you are entering into a married life. So if you want to know about the secret knowledge and wisdom about knowing the character of your spouse before marriage, then first you have to subscribe to Purab's Universe, guys, because only if you subscribe to Purab's Universe you will get access to such different content. And after watching this video in its entirety, if you've liked this video, please hit the like button. If you have disliked this video, please hit the dislike button, but show me your genuine reaction. So hey guys, what's up? I hope you guys are doing great and I welcome you back to Purab's Universe, guys. So I've completed several Tirth Yatras and I have recently visited Kashi Vishwanath temple. So I'm feeling free and I'm feeling blessed, and again I'm going to come back and make regular videos. So I'm sorry for the delay that has happened, right? Touch wood. So first of all, if you want to understand the nature and character of your spouse before your marriage, so spouse means either your husband or your wife, all right? Then there are 10 key points which you need to understand, and if you understand these 10 key points, you will be able to understand the character of not only your spouse but any person living on this planet, all right? The first thing is that the foremost important thing is that you have to understand the placement of the Lagna Lord. Lagna means ascendant, all right? So you have to understand where the Lord of the ascendant is placed, in which house and in which Rashi, all right? So depending on the placement of the Lagna Lord, it will show where the entire focus of this life is going for the person. If the Lagna Lord is placed in the first house itself, then the person will be self-centered. The person will think more about himself, will develop his or own personality, and will, do a lot of things to improve himself. So the focus, the concentration is going to the ascendant itself. So sort of a self-centered person, but a successful person. But if the same Lagna Lord, as in this chart, an Aries ascendant, Mars is placed in the 7th house, if it is going to the 7th house, then the person will invest his entire energy in balancing business, in balancing relationship, in balancing contracts, all right, and also to balance the married life, because the entire life force, the energy of the person is going in the 7th house of marriage, relationship, partnership, business, and also war, all right? Now it is very important to see where the Lagna Lord is going. Let's say you are a guy and you're looking for a homely wife, so you need to find someone who has got more planets, including the Lagna Lord, in the 4th house, because the 4th house is your home, your mother, your comforts, your homely environment. But let's say you're looking for a girl, or let's say a girl is looking for a homely guy, all right, because she's working and she wants a husband who wants to take care of the family. It can be either way around. Then you have to see if the person is having prominent planets in the 4th house, the Lagna Lord, the moon, the sun, or other important planets, right? If they are placed in the 4th house, then the person will be more homely. But on the flip side, if you marry a person who has got the Lagna Lord in the 10th house, then the entire focus of the person is going in the career, the social status, the reputation, the public visibility, all right? So you would want that person to be at home and give you company, but that person would rather focus on his or her career, her achievements, all right? So it is very important to see where the Lagna Lord is going, right? The second important thing is the placement of the moon. The moon represents the emotions, the character, and the nature of a person, all right? If moon is well placed, the mind is strong, the emotions are strong, and the person will be able to be stable in adverse situation. But if the moon is badly afflicted, debilitated, conjunct with Rahu, Ketu or Saturn, then the mind goes out of control. And if the mind goes out of control, then the person is not stable, guys, right? So the placement of moon is very important. Moon has to be in Kendra, or moon has to be aspected by Shubha Grahas like Jupiter or Venus, or it has to be conjunct with benefics. Alright. If the moon is conjunct with sun, then there will be a lot of ego issues for the person. The person's nature will be a little bit egoistic. Emotionally, the person will be a little bit egoistic. Alright. So if the moon, let's say, has gone to the second house and got exalted, the second house is the house of your family and wealth. Alright. So when the moon goes to the second house and it has got exalted, the mind of the person, the emotional happiness and peace of the person will come by involving in family matters, by involving in good food, in collecting things, in becoming wealthy, experiencing a lot of money. So let's say the person has a moon exalted, that is your future spouse, your could be, has a moon exalted in the second house, and you are a person who is not providing your life partner, or if you don't have the resources to provide your life partner good food, good clothing, good shelter, ornaments, jewelry, or bank balance, then the person wouldn't be mentally or emotionally happy. So the placement of moon is very important to assess the emotional state of the person. If moon is in the 10th house, then the person will be emotionally happy only when the person is working. Now if you get a spouse like that, and if you ask that spouse to involve in some other matters, let's say taking care of child, the 5th house, then that person is not going to be happy. So the placement of moon in which particular house, in which particular Rashi, in which particular state, aspected or conjoined by which planet, shows the mental and the emotional state of the person. Placement of Rahu Ketu, that is very important. People miss that because Rahu is the future, and Rahu is that one thing that constantly keeps coming in the mind of the person. The person wants to pursue Rahu all the time. That is like the inner dream, the desire, the insatiable desire of the person. And Ketu is the mastery of the person. Ketu is that particular planet, that particular field where the person excels. The person is good, but he doesn't want to utilize his talents. Alright. So now you have a person who has got Ketu in the 12th house. In the initial stage of the life, the person could come from a foreign country. The person could be very spiritual, very peace loving, very divine. Alright. And the person would be sort of an enlightened person because Ketu is in the 12th house. But the person's Rahu is in the 6th house, and not only the 6th house, it is in the sign of Virgo, which is about critiquing, crime, detailing. It is also about disputes, problem, debts, diseases. There are also other sides to Virgo, but primarily because it is going the 6th house, so the person slowly would evolve and become argumentative, will become prone to taking debts, will always involve in court cases, will involve in fights. So you now are looking at a person who is very calm, very divine, and sort of an enlightened person, very stable, but the person is going to transform because the Rahu is going to transform. So wherever the placement of Rahu is there for the person, check where Rahu is going. That is going to be the primary focus of the person in this life. Rahu in the 7th house, business, relationship, partnership. So if your spouse has Rahu in the 7th house, the person will always your spouse will always involve in external activities, try to sustain relationship with people, worry more about the outside world, about your relationship rather than you. So it will be very irritating for you because the person is always involved in external people and external relationships or business. So if you want somebody who is like a one-to-one person, like my spouse should always be with me, not with anybody else, then you should not choose somebody who's got a Rahu in the 7th house. Because initially the person will be selfless, but later the person's focus is going to go into the 7th house. So the transition of life happens from Ketu to Rahu. So if Ketu is in the 4th house and Rahu in the 10th house, the person might appear to be very homely, the person might be very calm, very comforts providing, very nurturing and caring, but Ketu will detach that person from the 4th house and the focus will go to the 10th house, which is career, which is status, which is reputation, which is power, position, Capricorn. So you're marrying somebody looking at a Ketu in the 4th house, but the person is later going to transform into a Rahu in the 10th house. So beware about it and understand, it is very important. Alright. Placement of Sun is very important because Sun represents the soul and the confidence of the person. Wherever Sun is placed, in whichever house it is going, it will show from which particular house the person is getting confidence. So if your life partner has Sun in the 1st house, your life partner will be very confident, right? The Sun nature will be there, very bright, very prominent, renowned, famous. But if the same life partner has got Sun in the 7th house, the person will be dependent upon you for confidence. He or she wouldn't be able to execute anything independently and always seek for some support from you or from external person. Now if you want a very confident person in your life, don't go for someone who has got Sun in the 7th house, but rather go for someone who has got Sun in the 1st house or the 10th house, which is a very vibrant and dominating sort of personality and nature. Alright. Then you have to look at the aspects of planets over the Lagna Lord. If Rahu aspects the Lagna Lord, the person will be a little bit conniving, a little bit selfish, a little bit unreliable, unpredictable, because Rahu is an Asura who could do anything, who would go to any means to fulfill his or her desire. Alright. So if Rahu is aspecting the Ascendant Lord or the Moon or the Sun, then the person will be a little bit shady, slightly shady. Alright. But if Saturn is also aspecting, then it wouldn't be that much. Alright. So it is important to see the aspects of planets over the Ascendant Lord, over the Moon, and also let's say Rahu is placed in the 6th house, as I gave you an example previously. But if Saturn is aspecting Rahu from the 12th house or from the 4th house, alright, or it is aspecting from the 9th house, that means the person would not be able to pursue Rahu that much as he or she would expect to, because Saturn will block Rahu, alright. And the placement of planets in the 1st house. Now this is very important, because any planet that is coming to the ascendant of your life partner, your spouse, that planet will mix its energy and give its nature and characteristics into the personality of your spouse. So if Sun is placed in the 1st house, egoistic, setting boundaries, authoritative, dictator, that would be the nature of your spouse, your life partner. But if Venus is coming, then sensual, loving, materialistic in the sense luxury liking, alright, beautiful, artist, those would be the quality of the person when Venus comes in the 1st house. So it is very important to critically analyze the placement of whichever planet is coming to the ascendant. If Jupiter is coming in the ascendant, the person will be very wise and very stable in nature. If Saturn is coming in the ascendant, he would be a little bit shy and introvert, and he would want to come out much and will have internal insecurities and phobias. So these are the certain aspects that needs to be understood and considered while choosing a spouse, and to understand the nature and character of your spouse. One more important thing is that the placement of the planet in the 7th house of your D9 chart, the Navamsha chart, will also show the nature and characteristics of your spouse. So either you can directly look at your D9 chart, and you can look at the planets that are placed in your D9 chart, because that planet will influence your life partner more, because it is sitting in the head, the ascendant of your life partner or your future could be spouse. Or you can look at the 1st house of the D9 chart of your could be your spouse, and if Rahu is in the 1st house, Saturn is in the 1st house, malefics are in the 1st house, then the person would be a little bit self-centered and a little bit harsh in nature. Alright. So these are the characteristics through which you can understand the nature and character of your spouse even before your marriage. This is a very important secret that I have revealed to you, because I am not interested in making money. I am here to empower you people. So I am giving out these sutras so that you can look at the chart of your future could be or your spouse, and analyze for yourself how the experience is going to be, rather than depend on astrologers. Alright. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this video enlightened you. Take care of yourself, take care of your health, and I'll be coming back with more videos on a regular basis from now on. So support me and be with me in this journey of empowerment and enlightenment. Take care of yourself. This is Purab signing off from Purab's Universe. Adios. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.